All right, the current drive is 0.0 miles, 0 miles on here. This one goes to the 10th decimal places. Today on the full self-driving video, we're on Cybertruck 13.2.8. We're going to pick up some supplies. I'm in hurry mode, just let it do its thing. And there was some news regarding the Tesla and the odometers. The odometers are wrong. Can you believe it? So allegedly, there's a nationwide story on odometers being off, and okay, so somebody emailed me. And it feels like 2010 or 2011 when that story about the Toyota Prius and that fella in the Toyota Prius was uncontrollably on the freeway and could not stop. It just sounded like a figment of an imagination, somebody's wild imagination. And it just doesn't seem right. So right now we're going to test that theory, because the claim is that the odometer is off by a large amount. And at the beginning of the trip, if you've noticed, I have to go on the trip 5.9 miles, and the claim is that it's off by 15% or more. And some of you may not be good with numbers, but I'm pretty decent with numbers since I'm Asian. 15% is massive. And while my short distance might not tell you much, going 5.9 miles, or let's round it up to 6. If I round it up to 6 and I go 15% over, the Asian in me quickly identifies that that's nearly a mile. That's going to be 6.9 miles. So it's going to be off by 1 mile. And the trip planner, it could be wrong. And by the way, there's been some silent updates about FSD, and either I haven't noticed it until now, or maybe it's just showing up. But there's this round trip estimate. I find that so cool, because I haven't even selected home yet, and it's already telling me if I go here and then go back, I have 76% when I get back. That is fantastic. But that's assuming that I do the round trip, and it assumed correctly. And so now you can see the speedometer is slightly off. This is an app that I use on my channel for my biking videos. It calculates the GPS speed and location based on this app and the GPS location. So it's independent. The Tesla odometer is independent. So right now it says that we've gone 1.3 miles, and according to this GPS, we have shaved off 1.3 miles, and we have 4.6 left out of 5.9. So far, there's no discrepancy. And so in this video, we're only going to look at being 1 to the 10th decimal place. I mean, 1 decimal place. And being 15% off, the decimal place is fine. But if you're a whole mile off, that is not fine, because we're just going on a short trip. But since we have the decimal places, and this thing reports in decimals, and this thing reports in decimals, we're gonna see how this behaves, and we're in hurry mode, and I need to hurry to get across that light before it turns red. And we are good. So I hope I'm not annoying this place too much, because I'm going to arrive at this place 3 minutes after they open. You know, I guess it would be annoying if I got there earlier, but work duties, you gotta move quick, and you want to avoid the traffic. So anyhow, we're approaching that area, and if I was going to go there and back, that would be close to 12 miles, 11.8, and that would give me an even stronger amount. However, even at 5.9, I have 59 tenths of a mile, and 59 tenths, 1/10 of a mile. It's a fine decimal place. It's not just this thing can read that accurately. It doesn't have to read at a mile at a time, mile increments. It can read 1/10 increments, and because of that, I mean, the odometer only reports the miles, but even so, we'll continue on. Oh man. So we hit the light. And so there's other small updates of full self-driving. And I think this is an update. And it feels like an update so far. And that is that when you're trying to detour, you're trying to make FSD go in another direction, you can gently nudge on this. You can give them cues by hitting the turn signals or shutting off the turn signals. It doesn't mean that it's going to work every time, but I believe it's starting to work more often. You can shut off the turn signal and force it to go straight where it's trying to make a right turn. That seems like it's working more often, but doesn't work all the time. That's a really nice feature. And on top of that, we have this navigation. There's been a subtle navigation update. So what's going on is that I've been reporting that the navigation is taking me a longer route to get back to my destination, and that's been the case until recently. Now, even though it's still the first choice is still the longer route, it seems like once I get close to the destination, it gives me multiple routes that I can choose while I'm still driving, and it's still giving me those destinations. So Tesla has figured out a way of closing that gap. Yeah, they're really honing in on, let's say, the final 10 yards, or the goal post, or the touchdown, the final yards, right? They're getting to the final 5 yards, where the majority of the issue with full self-driving is just that final 5 yards, and they are tackling it head on and not advertising about it. I mean, Elon has advertised that they're reducing the time that you can look at this. So the longer you look at this, the more enjoyable full self-driving is. The less there's nags, the more enjoyable, and the more closer you move to unsupervised. Because what's going on when it's nagging you is because you're no longer paying attention. You're not supervising anymore, and as you increase that time that you're not supervising, you get closer to fully unsupervised FSD. that is an official position of FSD. So that limit has been stretched. I'm not sure if there's any regulations regarding that, but it is a thing. And so we've gone 4.7 here. We have 1.2 here. That equals 5.9. So far we are on the dot. Perfect. 15% off, hey? 15% off, that's the claim. This is showing 5.1. Of course, this is just a predictor. Okay, so I am going to the trip odometer soon. And that first screen I had at the beginning of the video showed that we are at 0. Okay. And even the odometer, we were at, it was, I believe, 82. We're at 87 right now. Shows 5.3 miles. So it showed us a solid 5 miles here. And so by the end of it, it should be at 88, right? Oh, the car is accelerating. Okay, it sees the urgency. It has to jump over these 2 lanes, and it couldn't let the cars behind us pass. So I wonder what would happen with the rear-wheel drive version. It doesn't accelerate that hard. Does it mean that the full self-driving is going to be worse, or does it mean that it's going to plan in advance better? I think it will plan in advance better. Okay, so this road is very bumpy, lots of potholes, and you know, if you drive on this street a lot, I imagine your car is going to rattle to pieces and it's going to break down even faster. Alright, so here we go. We're almost there. Once I get there, I'm going to reverse in. And alright, so this one is showing 5.9 miles already. This road is blocked. Okay. This road is open. And so this one shows 6 miles. What does this one show? It doesn't show it on this screen. So we went 6 miles. So if the odometer was off by 15%, this one shows 6.1. Wow, we parked too. Wow, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Then we would be off by 1 full mile if it was 15%. And here we go. What are we at? 6.0 mile. So this undercounted by 0.1 compared to this. So if anything, this undercounted by 1/10 of a mile. Assuming that this one is accurate and this one is accurate, we know that this one is independent at least. So yeah, and even here we're at 2588 when it started at 2582. So the odometer fakeness, there has been no update since that article came out, and the software is still the same. Very highly 99.999% chance that it is a fraudulent article. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. See you in the next one. Take care.